Hey everyone, it's Pat from Seattle Coffee Gear, and today we're going to talk a little bit about a subject that people are often asking about, especially when they're new to coffee, which is why does your coffee taste bitter? A lot of people, in fact, think that coffee just tastes bitter, and while it's true that some coffees can be a little on the bitter side compared to other drinks, your coffee really shouldn't taste noticeably bitter. It should be smooth, it should be rich, it should have a little bit of sweetness, and it should be generally really pleasing to a wide range of palates. So let's talk about a little more about why it is that your coffee, or maybe someone you know's coffee, might taste a little bit bitter. So I've got a Solus Barista Perfetta here for this video, but these kind of ideas and concepts apply to any kind of coffee brewing, whether you're brewing cold brew or drip coffee or pour over or espresso, anything. And that's because all coffee is based on a concept called extraction. So without getting too deep into chemistry, I'm not very good at explaining chemistry or even understanding it, but the reason that coffee is what it is because we're blending water with the coffee grounds and pushing water through the coffee grounds or immersing the coffee grounds in the water, but there's bonding that occurs between the coffee particles and the water. So the method for doing that is different from different brew methods, but at the end result is that we want to extract a certain amount of that coffee from the grounds with the water and end up with a coffee drink that tastes good. So there's two ways that it can tend to go wrong. If your coffee is under extracted, you're going to get a sort of sour flavor, which we can talk more about in other places. We've got videos to talk about this and blog posts and stuff, but we're going to talk today about the bitter side, which is when your coffee is over extracted. So over extraction can occur from a variety of different things. If your water is too hot, that can cause the coffee to get scorched and either over extracted or scorched and burned, and that can lead to a bitter flavor. If your coffee grounds are too fine, and it's restricting the flow of water through the coffee, so it's kind of saturating and sitting in the coffee grounds for too long instead of being able to pass through. That can lead to a lot of bitterness. Your coffee extraction, by similar note, is too long. Like let's say you leave cold brew in the fridge for way too long with the grounds inside. That can lead to some bitterness. And so all of these things can result in more bitter coffee. So generally you wanna make sure that you're gonna have water temperatures, again, for hot brewing methods, in the correct temperature range, that 195 to 205, right around 200 degrees Fahrenheit. That's gonna give you the proper temperature for extraction. You wanna make sure that your grind size is appropriate, not too fine or not too coarse, so that you can get the proper extraction time from your beans and from your grounds. So for espresso, that might look like a 26-second shot, or for a drip brew, that might just be something that you're eyeballing and making sure that it's not taking way too much time or you're not getting too little coffee in your coffee pot when you're brewing. But there's actually other things that can lead to that bitter taste aside from just properly making your coffee. So if you know you're making your coffee correctly and that it should taste right and you're still getting a bitter flavor, the other things that can kind of be impacting this are, one, the beans that you're using, which is one of the most important things. We can control for a lot of those brewing factors, so that's why I mentioned that first. But one thing that is core to any kind of making of coffee is that you've got good coffee beans. So beans that are roasted very dark tend to be more bitter. Some people prefer that super roasty flavor, but we generally think if you've got a lot of oil visible on your beans and you're feeling like it tastes kind of bitter, it's probably because you need to try some lighter beans. So we would recommend trying something more of a medium roast, because generally medium roasted coffee is not going to have that bitter flavor that comes from the roasting in particular. And then also you're going to want to make sure that you're getting good coffee as well, because bad coffee that just doesn't taste right does exist. And so make sure you're trying coffee from roasters that, any of the coffee that we sell, or any roasters that you identify. I would give it a shot, because if you're just using like mass brand coffee, it could be that you're not getting the best beans. Another thing to keep in mind with your coffee is the freshness. While this won't necessarily make it taste bitter in particular, if you're using beans that are just roasted, like a few days from roasting, they don't necessarily have the time to degas and release some of the gases from the roasting process. And so they might taste a little bit off. And then obviously if you're using coffee that's several months old, then that can taste stale and off as well. Again, not necessarily bitterness, but it can taste off. And then the last piece of advice that I have for you is to make sure that you're carefully maintaining your equipment. because coffee oils do build up in any kind of coffee equipment over time, whether you're talking about the grind chamber of a grinder or your portafilter in an espresso machine, or even like the basket, the brew basket for a drip coffee maker. If you're not properly cleaning those, and sometimes you need more than just soap and water, you need like descaling solutions and specific cleaning solutions to really get all of the mineral buildup and coffee oils out of these machines. I would definitely recommend checking out some other videos on our channel that are related to cleaning and maintaining your equipment, because they're gonna walk you through some of those processes. But without cleaning and maintaining your equipment, it can definitely cause your coffee to taste off, including bitter, if there's a lot of oil buildup in your equipment. So those are some of the reasons why your coffee might taste bitter. If you've got more reasons that we didn't cover in this video, please make sure to drop them in the comments below to help some people out. If you did enjoy this video, hit the like button. Thanks so much for watching. Get subscribed for more content from us, and we'll see you soon.